you're not the right size. I don't know what that means. They think like maybe a gnome is going to try and use the Smith machine. So everybody here, thank you for joining me as always, and also thank you to the person that sent me this over Instagram. Simon316 cheap plug. It's from MSN.com of all things, and it's 30 exercises you should never do. It went live 1 day ago, so this is an up-to-date article. So I was massively intrigued, and I was like, well, we should go through this together, because usually what happens is people will find articles such as this, and they'll take it as fact. I mean, as I always say to you, don't believe me, don't believe MSN, don't believe anybody until you've watched and read a lot of their stuff and you can build up that trust. But it can be worrying to me because sometimes exercises pop up in these articles that you enjoy doing, and then all of a sudden you think you have to take them out of your plan and you're not enjoying the gym as much, and it's a downward cycle. So anyway, we're going to do 30 exercises you should never do, and we'll rate them and decide whether they're correct or whether it's a pile of crap. So we have started well, because in at number 30 is Smith machine squats, and we actually did a video about this the other day. They have said if you're not the right size to use a Smith machine, a device that resembles a power rack, you risk injuring your knees, back, and hips. I don't know if you're not the right size. I don't know what that means. They think like maybe a gnome is going to try and use the Smith machine. The only reason I don't like Smith machine squats is because I think most people, the way they do it, they put their feet in a funny place. They don't try and replicate a normal squat, so they put too much pressure on their back. And I also just think if you're going to squat, you have so much more benefits doing a free back squat, because stabilizer muscles are going to kick in and you're going to have an overall body workout. Now, if the only thing you can get on is the Smith machine, I would always advise going lighter in weight and maybe focusing on reps. But I know after I did that video, a lot of people said that they love Smith machine squats and they actually find it safer. Again, in my experience, I disagree. So is it an exercise that you should never do? I think we need to, play this one right. I think we need to be strong and have opinions. I'm going to say yes, and I plan to never do Smith machine squats again. And next up, we have the sit-up, which is interesting. If you're looking to develop your abdominal muscles or improve back health, interesting, professional trainers advise against doing sit-ups. In addition to being less effective than exercises, sit-ups sometimes cause back pain, right? Again, so we're veering off into this weird territory. Should you not do sit-ups? No, of course you not. You should do sit-ups if you want to do sit-ups. Just always remember, no matter what ab exercise you are doing, you are not all of a sudden going to magically see your abs. It's not like any other muscle group. You have to slay away, you have to slice away at that layer of fat before you're going to be able to see your abs. Now, do not forget, some people get to 15% body fat. Oh my gosh, there's abs. Some people 12%. Some people sub 10%. Some people just have ridiculous genetics. Look at somebody like The Rock. He injured his abductor or adductor, whatever it is. So now he kind of has not weird abs, but they don't show through as much as I'm sure he would want to, even though he's got low body fat. Now, as always, if you do sit-ups and your back hurts, stop doing them. But should they be on a never list? No. And we move on to rear pull downs, where this list gets back into my good books. If you use a pulley, never pull it towards the nape of your neck. In addition to being less effective in building muscle, rear pull downs increase the risk of injuries. This is true. The only time I ever hurt my shoulder to any degree was doing behind the neck presses. This is when I was very young and I didn't know better. You don't need to do it. And even if you can find articles or reports or whatever that studies that going behind the neck does help you, we're talking 1-2% here. So you've got to weigh up the risk reward. Would you rather do an exercise and protect yourself but lose out on that 1-2% amount of gains, or would you rather go the other way? I mean, there's not even a contest. Don't pull anything behind your neck. It puts your shoulders into a dodgy position and they're just ready to explode. And believe you me, once that shoulder explodes once, you're done. Now this one got me because it's body weight dips on parallel bars. I looked at this for about an hour like, what? And if you're just starting to work out, don't succumb to the temptation to do bodyweight dips on parallel bars. This exercise is hard on the shoulders, and you risk fracturing your collarbone and ribs, or even tearing your pectoral muscles. I mean, I couldn't disagree more. Now, when you first go to do parallel bars, if you are brand new at the gym, is it going to be of benefit if you can do a weighted one? They have those little platforms you can put your knees onto. Absolutely, because you can get the form right and you can train. But I don't understand why you're going to be destroying your shoulders. One of the greatest things about the dip is that it works your chest, it works your tricep, it works your shoulders. Other stabilizer muscles are going to kick into gear. So that one is crazy. And if you are fracturing your collarbone and your ribs from doing a parallel dip, you shouldn't be in the gym. You shouldn't be going outside, because you need to live in a bubble. You must be the most fragile person ever. So no, bodyweight dips on parallel bars are excellent. If you are nervous and you're not confident, once again, make sure you find one that has a platform. Most gyms have them. But honestly, during the pandemic, I would have advised you to do these on 2 chairs. Dips are awesome. Dips are a really good all-round exercise. That's crazy. And then we move on to floor push-ups. Things are getting really strange. Floor push-ups are a good exercise for firming shoulder muscles. Gibberish. Too often, though, people make mistakes. Neglecting to keep your back straight, for instance, can injure the neck and other areas. Unless you know how to properly execute a push-up, this site recommends trying simpler versions. Once again, do it on a chair. And again, I'm all for that, right? If you want to do the knee push-ups to start, do the knee push-ups. If you want to do them on a chair, do them on a chair. But anyone worth their salt should be able to do a ordinary, normal, basic push-up and not completely destroy themselves. Once again, this is an injury thing, not an exercise thing. It means your form is totally off. I really, really do think if you're able to smash out 100 press-ups and you kind of have this always in your back pocket, the other exercises and the muscle group, your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, are going to benefit. Never do a push-up. I mean, what if a log falls on you? That's a push-up. It's a bench press movement, but it's the same thing. According to MSN, you've got to die by the log. And then we just go completely off the rails because jumping jacks, or star jumps if you're British, well, jumping jacks can help you run faster and jump higher, can they? See a doctor if you suffer from joint problems, right? This is going off the radar completely. Anything that makes you hurt is something that you need to take accountability for. We talked about this in a video recently, maybe it's not up yet, when it comes to squats. There is this idea that squats hurt your knees, and that is true, but that's probably because your form's bad or because you have bad knees already. So stop doing squats, right? What's the best advice from a doctor? If it hurts, don't do it. And it's the same with jumping jacks. Like one of my favorite things to do, especially when I'm training for wrestling, is that card game. And basically you assign a different exercise to the, I can't remember what they're called now, each of the cards, but the suits, right? So you have jumping jacks and you'll have burpees and you'll have squats and you'll have press ups and you turn it over. And if it's like, the 7 of hearts and hearts mean squats, you do 7 squats, etc. It's really, really good. It's a good hit routine. I hate doing hit, but it makes it more interesting and it's more fun for wrestling. But jumping jack should be included in that. Like, once again, if the world were to close down again, it's like an all-round exercise. It's difficult to get the intensity that you would do if you were going to a proper fitness palace of love. But if your knees and ankles are hurting, you should not just be doing jumping jacks. You shouldn't be doing anything. You probably shouldn't be working. You should go to your doctor and they should help you. And by this article, we're just going to do nothing. This is like Athlete X. Anything you do is going to kill your gains because leg presses is here. Before doing leg presses, consult a professional, especially if you never worked out. If you try and lift too much weight or position yourself incorrectly on the machine, you risk injuring your knees. All that is true. And I have nightmares about the leg press crushing and squashing me. But no, do leg press. Like anything else, start with lightweight, build up. The heavier you can go, the better it's going to be. This is nonsense. The Elliptical Trainer. I didn't even have a segue there. The Elliptical Trainer is not a bad device. The problem is that many people use it incorrectly. They reduce the resistance as much as possible and watch television at the same time. As a result, they never reach their goals. On the other hand, some users set the resistance too high and risk injury. What is this? 30 exercises you should never do. Don't do the elliptical because your effort is all off. If you want to do super low effort and watch TV, do it. If you want to do hard effort and push it, do it. This is nuts. A Pec Deck. You're going to end up doing nothing. A Pec Deck is one of the best devices. Well, that's counterproductive, counterintuitive, whatever. For building abdominal muscles. Abdominal muscles? What? It's called a Pec Deck. It's called a I'm not giving it my time. I'll be dead one day. The Pec Deck works your abs. Once again, so if you're on a road, don't mind your road, and someone comes flying at you, don't try and jump over the car because you should never do a tuck jump. Tuck jumps work lower body muscles and burn an enormous amount of calories, well, depending on what you're doing and the intensity. To save time, some people don't warm up. Well, that's not don't do the exercise. Oh, I knew it. I knew there'd be a reason someone sent this to me. It's gibberish. Now, here's one I actually kind of do agree with, the Abductor Machine. Now, the only reason I don't think you should do the Abductor Machine is because mostly, unless you're training for a specific competition or you're being paid for it, you're an athlete, you only have so much time in the gym, and there's other exercises you can do that you're going to benefit more. That's why it's a waste of time and you shouldn't do it. You're still going to get some benefit, but not as much benefit as another exercise, so go and do that. But this is saying don't do it because it puts you in an unnatural position, which it does do, but again, always keep it light. But I would just throw it out the window. I'd never do it again. Do squats, do lunges, do leg presses, do hamstring, whatever. Make sure you focus on those because ultimately it's going to give you better gains. Now we're going back to tricep dips. So you're not allowed to do parallel bars and you're not allowed to do tricep dips like this. Now actually I do agree because that does put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. I would actually advise you to do it if there was no other way to do a dip, but there is another way to do a dip, a parallel bar. But apparently MSN don't want you to do anything. They don't want you to dip. They're not a fan of Doritos. They're not a fan of guacamole. They just want you, guacamole, whatever it's called. That's the game. I'm totally lost. I'm just shocked. You're allowed to do dips. Superman exercise. Don't try to be Superman, all right? You're not, and you're never going to be. Screw your dreams. While very popular among workout enthusiasts, the Superman exercise is not the best way to work back muscles, such as the erector spinae, whatever. Plus this, I'm not even going to do a break this time because this has gone crazy. This has gone absolutely crazy. Lifting too little weight. That's not an exercise. 30 exercises you should never do. Lifting too little weight. You absolutely should lift too little weight. You want to know when? When you come back from an injury. When you're coming back from some time off. When maybe you don't feel like you can lift heavy today. You absolutely should lift too little weight and you should do high reps instead. Lifting too much weight. Imagine you never worked out before. You'd be so confused. You're going to go in the gym like a T-Rex. You're just going to be still. I don't know what I can get away with. I'm dreading where this is going. Crunches. No sit-ups, no crunches. You're allowed to do crunches. We're just zooming through now. Romanian deadlift. My word. Please do Romanian deadlift. It's one of the best mass builders for your hamstrings, and it will help your actual deadlift too. Got a video coming out about that soon. Next one. The American kettlebell swing. I ain't into kettlebells, but look, kettlebell swings are good. They work your core. You should do them as well. Start with a lightweight and move up. You see a pattern starting here. Overhead squats. Don't do a squat. Don't do leg press. Don't do squats. You ain't building no mass whatsoever in your legs. Choosing a ball that's too heavy. That's the same with life. What are you talking about? Don't pick up any weight that's too heavy. The clue is in the name, too heavy. Kipping pull-ups. Is that weird CrossFit one? I agree with that. I think it's dangerous. People hurt their backs. Don't do that. Do normal pull-ups. Pistol squats. Without preparation, pistol squats are bad for the knees. To be fair, I've never done pistol squats, so I'm going to hold my hands up, and I'm not going to judge them, because that's not fair. That's not how we work. Burpees. One of the best overall workouts you can do with no equipment is a burpee. That's why no one wants to do them, because they suck. While burpees seem to effectively build muscle in the upper and lower body and improve cardio, many trainers advise against them. Yeah, because they don't want to do them because they suck. While you may feel like you're working hard, your wrists and shoulders may not appreciate this movement. That's just working out. That's just gyms. You got to prepare yourself. This is unreal. Barbell shrugs. How? They're not bad exercise, but too many people lift too many weight. You're allowed to lift too much weight. It's a small movement. Of all the exercises there are, that's the one you're least likely going to get injured of, because that's your range of movement. It's tiny. So as long as you're smart and don't go too crazy and don't lean over too much with your back when you're picking up the weight, you're going to be absolutely fine. The rebound box jump. I mean, that's a move from Halo. The half squat. Shut up. You can do a half squat. The sumo. I'm not even bothering. No. No. Actually, no. Don't do Boso ball squats. Right, we're back round. I'm hitting this now. There's one more. It better be something good. Don't do anything on a Boso ball. Right? Again, I'm all wibbly wobbly, so my core is working. There's other ways to work your core. Have a stable base. That's not how you walk through life. You don't want to be on a surfboard the entire time. You want to be stable. Keep stable. And we finish with the bench press. Oh, jeez. The bench press is a frequent source of shoulder pain. Right. 3% of these were good. This is what I mean about these articles. Don't listen to it. So the way a lot of people read this stuff is they just fly through. They just fly through. They don't actually sit down and go, oh, wait a minute. They believe this stuff because they're desperate to get in shape. I would say, yeah, 97% of these you can do. And there's some comments on this too, and they're bad. Walk to the corner shop, buy beer. I never realized exercising can be so much fun. 60, yeah, it's absolute nonsense. Seriously, like, this is why you need to be careful, right? Do what works for you, but always be safe. Of course you know if you're going to be injured, and of course you know if your body's under too much strain. I'm wrapping it up there, mostly because I am genuinely baffled. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Get the bell ding ding so you know when other videos are going live. There will be a video on the screen. Please do give it a click because YouTube loves it, and spam that comment section. GrillAndMine.com/Simon if you want to get 10% off all Grill and Mine products. I'm in Greg Doucette's Power 13 cookbook. If you would like a sustainable diet with some of my recipes, I'd appreciate it. At SimonMiller316 on Twitter and Instagram if you want me to call out the guff on articles such as this. SimonMiller.bigcartel.com for merchandise. Patreon.com/Simon316 where we are currently housing the Gym Fails videos as we try and sort out the channel. Check out the video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Also on Cameo, but otherwise, thank you for watching. Again, do the exercises you like doing, but do them safe. Be smart. See you soon.